Hello everyone and welcome to another Python programming tutorial, and in this tutorial we are gonna learn tuples and sets in Python. So what is a tuple and what is a set? Tuples are nothing but it's kind of similar to list, but the only difference between a list and a tuple is the values present or the elements present in the list can be changed, but in tuples it cannot be changed. So like where you are gonna use it, you're gonna use it like suppose you have something and it can be true for those values and in other values it cannot be true. So in those kind of situation or something like in tuples, if you want to store something whose values cannot be changed, so you have to use tuples. Moving down, how do we define tuple? This is like temporary. If we actually go in here and type in here, if you want to specify an empty tuple, it's gonna be the variable name and the brackets, the normal ones. And if we want to actually define, there's another way, it's like a keyword tuple and followed by a brackets. Moving down, if we also want to specify tuples, it's gonna be like any name, like any element followed by a comma. So this actually forms it into a tuple. Moving down, if we actually multiply a tuple by a particular number, it's not going to return us like 27 into 2 or something like that. So it's not going to return that. It's going to actually return 27 twice. So if we type in here 27 into thrice and like a number multiplied with a tuple, it's going to return us, the number of times it's like which multiplied with that particular number. So it's like 3, so it's going to return us 27 3 times. So and like if you want to change a list into a tuple, you have to pass in to the tuple keyword and followed by a bracket. So it's gonna actually change that particular list into a tuple, and if you print it, it's gonna print it like 1 2 3. So if you pass in here a string, it's gonna divide that particular string into particular words and it's gonna return us back a tuple. Moving down, also it's the same in list, it's the same in dictionaries. If you want to actually access that particular element, it's gonna be in square brackets, like name of that particular tuple in square brackets. So this also supports indexing and slicing. How you're going to do it? Square brackets. This is going to be the starting index. This is going to be the ending index. If you don't specify anything in the starting index, it's going to go from starting to that particular ending index. And if you don't specify any ending index, it's going to start from that particular starting index till the end of that particular tuple. Moving down, we can actually associate two tuples or map two tuples with each other by this. So in here we have three elements. In here we have three elements. If you want to actually map A with alpha, B with beta, and C with gamma, we can actually do it this way. Moving down, again, it's the same thing. If we specify a string, if we pass a string into a tuple keyword, it's going to return us back this tuple, differentiated with particular word. So there are built-in functions in tuple. One's going to be count. It's going to return us the count of that particular element which is passed in here as parameter, and see if that particular element is present in here. And it's going to return us the count of that particular element. Index, it's going to return us the index of that particular element. And moving down, we come to sets. Now what is a set? Set, it's like set can store values, but all these values in the sets are distinct values. So now none of the values in a set are similar. So this, if we type in here type of set, it's going to return us the class of set. So where you can use set, you can use set like somewhere if you want all those distinct values. Suppose you have list of names and you want like all these names to be distinct, or something like if you have an ID and if you want to store all those ID distinct, like no same ID should be there in this particular thing, so you can use set in that particular case. Set actually have distinct elements in there. Moving down, we can actually change a particular list by passing it into a set. So like if you pass a list into a set, it's going to return us the set. So here we have 2 twice and 3 twice, so it's going to return us only 1, 2, 3, 4. As I said, it's going to return us back those particular elements, distinct elements. Moving down, again we have defined like one set, it's going to be set 1, and there's going to be set 2, and there are a couple of things we can actually do, couple of functions we can perform on sets. One is going to be union, it's going to return us the union of set 1 and set 2. There is also, if you want to add a particular element to set, you can use dot add. It's going to add that particular element and it's going to add it. So moving down, we have intersection. Intersection, it's nothing but it's going to return us the set which are in both of these, which contains all the elements in the that are in both the sets. So it's going to return us the elements which are present in both the sets. Moving down, there's going to be difference. So there are some elements in set 1 and there are some elements in set 2. So it's going to return us those elements which are in set 1 but not in the set 2. In this case, 0 and 1. Moving down, there is symmetric difference. Symmetric difference, it's nothing but it's going to return us, you know, those particular elements which are in one of the sets. Like it's going to output us any of those elements that are in any one of those particular sets. So there is also something known as is subset, is disjoint, and is superset. So is subset is going to check if set 1 is the subset of set 2, and if here it's set 2 is disjoint of set 1, and it's like set 2 is superset of the original set passed in here. So it's gonna take it as a parameter and it's gonna return back boolean true or false. If it's true, it's gonna return as a true. It's false, it's gonna return as a false. There's also a pop in set. So if we actually don't give any parameter in here, it's gonna pop the ending element of that particular set. And there's also something known as remove. So remove, it actually removes that particular element which you specify in here as a parameter. So if you see in here, it's actually removed 2, like it was 1, 2, 3, and it actually removed 2, sorry, 2. Clear. Clear, it's nothing but deleting all those elements in a particular set. If you certainly want to delete all those elements in a particular set, you can actually do it, and the keyword is clear. Set name dot clear. It's going to delete all those elements on that particular set. So as we can see in here, it's an empty set. So that's it guys for this video. If you really like this video, hit that like button as well as the subscribe button. And if you want any changes in that particular teaching style, you can actually write it down in the comment section down below. And also, if you want anything new to be added to this particular channel, and if you are facing actually difficulties in any of those particular topics, do let me know in the comments down below, and I'll make a video, and I'll try to actually make a video on that particular topic. So that's it for this video guys. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned.